Hello everybody, welcome. Today we're actually going on a different kind of topic. So today is Triton, but we're not doing a deck profile. What we're actually doing is talking about should you invest, is Drytron that good, can it survive other lists, and possible ways to out current Drytron. Now this is going to be a whole mix. This isn't just going to be how to beat it. It's literally everything, like I said. So we're going to start off with a basic thing. Should you get Drytron? Now with Dryton being that benten is one of the best cards for the deck because it searches everything and searches the out, and it follows the tribute procedure that Drytons can do for benten. If benten goes to the limited list, Dryton will still be an incredibly powerful deck simply because of the ability to spam benten 2-3 times with one single copy. You would still run your 3 prepper rights because you want the opening chance of this. You can probably still play Natasha depending how brave you are, but benten will still be played at 1. The fairy engine is still alive, however a bit lackluster, so instead of people running like purple with green, those will probably be taken out for hand traps like Bell or Ash or however you want to play it. Now, with new support coming in with an Xyz monster that does the following. When it is Xyz summoned, it's Foolish Burials a Dryton, which is basically the Union Carrier combo that Dryton currently uses today. So for a quick topic, I don't think this would replace it, simply because having 2 Foolish Barrels is nice, as well as I see people running multiple carriers. You're not really going to take out carrier if you're running 2 copies. It's not bad extra utility, and it's another summon, and if something gets like effect bailered, well now you have a follow-up because you can use set Xyz to make Union Carrier, and then do it again. It has the second effect that if you ritual summon, you can detach materials instead. Now, that's going to be pretty broken when it comes out, in which case, benten going to 1, that Xyz doesn't do a lot, because you're still going to Foolish Barrier, you're still going to do the setup, you're going to do the basic plays you always do, but it makes it more consistent. With Dryton going crazy, and if benten does get the axe immediately, a going second vote is entirely viable. We have cards like Alpha, who do not hinder our effects because cannot be normal summoned or set. We have Lava Golem to clear their boards because cannot be normal summoned or set. So you can Lava Golem their problem monsters, go full combo, and kill them because you can relinquish Anima this thing for free 3k beater. This deck has a lot of utility going second without benten. It's much better with benten, but in the case that she does die, Dryton will still be fine. It's just unfortunate that it's going to be a different style deck. It's going to be going second, you're going to have a lot more hand traps. You're probably going to be maining Lava Golem or Alpha, whichever one you prefer, or both like I do. But it's not going to be as good as it was. But still very much alive. Like, you could probably even main one of the Quadratics just to Feather Duster their back row or slap into each one like UCT. There's a lot of ways to do. You could make a control version with the new DMR or whatever the trap is called, but that's not searchable very much, and it's much better just to kill them if you have the options. If you can afford Lightning Storms, Droplets, Duster, Golem, Alpha, so on. There's a lot of options for going second, and that's where I think the deck is going to go. If benten dies, it's going to become a going second OTK deck, which is already what it can do. It's just much better to make Ruler because you win. Aside from that, there's not much else the deck will do after benten. It can't really be splashing the engines, so it's not too crazy. The handless loop version won't be too good with benten at 1 because that's a really high draw chance that you're not going to see it, even if you had a lot. So that's the thing. Even if Drytons get banned or some way, shape, or form, there are other options for consistency. You can go for the Wear Off Vow to increase your chance of seeing it, or you can even play Itaten if you want an extra sack. Like, I was practicing going second, and Itaten kept on boosting Natasha up, as well as it summons, grabs a ritual, and it's a level 6. It made Beatrice, so that's not bad. As well as the option that they can straight out search cards to make Beatrice, like Soul of Purity and Light. Now, there's a little play with this, is that basically you're going to somehow Foolish Barrier your trap card, or you'll play Trap Trick. You're going to make Beatrice to set it, or even Mischief of Gnomes, because then you hit Virtual Load, and it's just auto-win half the time if you do Mischief of Gnomes and the other card. So there are always options for this deck, even now and after benten gets the axe, if it will. Now, if Ruler gets banned, nothing bad happens. This becomes Ultimateness Turbo with negates, and you'll probably main deck Blizzard, so you can start bouncing their cards back, which is another great tactic card, because Not everyone's going to send a spell. If they have droplet and they're going to send one card to negate your one herald, they're going to send a monster. But if you blizzard that back, now you bought yourself a turn. And you're probably going to force them to use it during your turn, which means herald is still alive for infinite negates. Another tech card could be Popper Up if you really want to go that route. Discard like 3 Drytons, draw into 3 cards, maybe dig your benten better, which is pretty good, but it interferes with the new pot card, which is much better than this. If you can afford it, I would recommend picking up at least 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity. That aside, that's my idea of what will happen with Ben 10. That's your ideas for the deck right now and after Ben 10. We're going to, and the utilities of it with Alpha, Lava Golem, and so on. Now we're going to move on to how to beat the deck. Now the problem with this deck is that it's really consistent. Really. But that's not bad, because you can play Droll and Lockbird. If you find a way to search it, good. If you want to do a little Sanguine Union Carrier combo, fine by you. You'll probably auto-win against the deck 90% of the time. This is not always enough to win. You need to know what to hit, when to hit, in order to win. Because I play past 3 Drolls, not negating them, but each turn making a bird, making the Laceric because it can't die, stalling, and just straight out starting to do stuff with their monsters, using Goddess to take one and stall out until I can start comboing again, because Droll would no longer be there. Droll is incredible for the deck. You should be main decking it this format regardless, because it does also hurt Virtual World to a little bit. When they desires, you can Droll them. Now they can't Lulu, so it kind of hurts, but not too much. But I would main deck it definitely this format, as well as it kills 90% of rogue decks. Moving on, so we have Alpha and Zeta. This is probably what you're going to want to Ash, because with Alpha it's tricky. You don't really know what they're going to search until they search it, but you do know what to tribute. If they didn't tribute a benten, odds are they're going to grab a benten, so then that can be your time to Ash, so then this way they can't go off. If they do tribute a benten, then you probably know that they're going to do something niche and end up killing you. But that means that if they do Zeta, if you Ash Zeta, they have no ritual spell, they won't be able to Ultimateness you. They might be able to make Ruler, but that's one problem that you have to deal with compared to the 2 that would be with both of them. I would definitely recommend Ashing Zeta or Alpha, depending on what was tributed. That's how you're going to determine what you need to get rid of. So Meteorologist is a Dryton. Really good card. Although, frankly, DD Crow is so much better at getting rid of this. People are playing Ghost Spell, but the problem is that Ghost Spell doesn't really stop this forever, where DD Crow will. But then the bonus part of Ghost Spell is that it will hit Preparation of Rites due to its effect. Now, Ghost Spell is being a card that's heavily played back in the format, and it's understandable why. It's a really good card now. It wasn't really too hype when it first came out, but now the format is really graveyard heavy. So this card is really wonderful. You could play either of these. It's really up to you. Do you permanently want to get rid of Dryton, or do you want to just like have another Ash for their prep? That's up to you. My personal preference is the Crow, but Bell is definitely an option. So now we got to when they do Union Carrier. If they're doing Union Carrier, they need an extender. You are going to want to imperm this. You can need an effect Veiler, because a lot of them are not playing triple tactic talents, because you need that when you need to do something. If we get Drolled, which is probably going to be your main monster effect, we can't do anything. We can look into your hand, but I'd much rather have an extender than just look at your hand, shuffle one, hope that you bricked, and I took away your one non-brick, and then hope you don't top deck into a good card. You're going to hit Union Carrier every single time, because with it being out 1k, it will basically just be like for Natasha, and if there's somebody Natasha going first, make Cerberus pop it. Like, it's not really too hard to out when they do that. The problem is with this guy, Ultimateness. Now, easy way to beat him if it's just him. Kaiju, Droplet, Dark Ruler. There are a number of outs, and it depends on their hand. Like, if you do something, if you try to imperm it, okay, you make him waste Eva, and then if you Ash Eva, okay, you got it. You just keep on playing, and you probably end up killing them, because you don't want them to come back. Dryton has insane grave recovery, and it will come back if you do not kill them, or if you can't put a stop to them for coming back. If they empty their whole hand, cross your fingers, if they didn't open a ritual or Dryton, you win. Those are the main ways to beat Dryton, and the problem is that it has so much utility. It really does. You can main deck Denko, you can search Lancia. There's so much with this deck that's insane. The deck will be strong no matter what. If Benten gets the axe, it won't be as strong, but it still exists. That's the important thing. So that's the basic concept of it. I want to hear you guys if you have any questions. Let me know in the comments below. This is just a video more over to make content because I missed out. But Drytron is becoming a thing, and I want people who hate Drytron to see this video and people who love Drytron to see this video because it will survive no matter what the ban list is, unless this ritual spell dies. If this goes to 1, people are going to main deck Crow because you out that one GG no re. If it gets untouched and it's just benten, the deck is still perfectly fine. It just takes a little bit of imagination, reinvention, and determination to keep the deck going. The one thing is that you're always going to want to pick up that XCs that comes out when it comes out for us. I think it comes in the same set as Noble Meta Crossout. Don't remember the set name, unfortunately. But that's it. If you guys have any other outs you want to mention to Drytron to hurt it, put it in the comments below. Help everyone out. If you guys have any ideas for future Drytron strategies that I did not list, put them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and please subscribe.